Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my fall makeup routine for you. This is the look that I've been wearing a lot lately, especially now that we are getting into October, into cooler weather. I just feel like this is the type of makeup that I cannot wait to do, like once summer is over. I just like live in like a light face, like a natural glam during the summer. Once the weather really starts to cool down, I so look forward to kind of giving myself that full glam again, especially all of like the beautiful warm tones and stuff that are inspired by this time of year. So I achieved this look using a bunch of different products. On the eyes, I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette because just when I think of a fall palette, that is definitely the first palette that comes to mind. And I also used a lot of my new Fenty stuff in this video. If you guys haven't seen that review, I will have like a little card. I will have it linked down below as well, but I've been loving using those products as well. So I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video and you enjoy seeing my fall makeup routine. Give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And let's just get on into the fall makeup routine. So let's get started into this fall makeup routine. Of course, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette like I mentioned. This just has the most beautiful warm shades, and I've just really been into this palette. It's definitely been a favorite of mine the past couple of months. I'm starting off with the shade Burnt Orange, which is actually my favorite shade in the palette. And if you guys look, when I do a close-up of the palette, I actually hit pan during the process of filming this video. So I'm taking this on the Wet n Wild blending brush, which is seriously amazing, and I think it's like 99 cents at the drugstore. And I'm blending the shade up and building it up in my crease as my transition, and this is going to make for a nice blend. You guys see that little bit of pan on Burnt Orange? I know. Anyway, right now I'm going into Raw Sienna, I believe, another warm brown, and I am putting this more concentrated into my crease with a Morphe M433. This is going to keep it a little bit more concentrated into my crease using this brush, and also not going to be taking it as high as the Burnt Orange, going to be focusing that a little bit lower and a bit more saturated. Sticking with the whole warm theme, to make this look even warmer, I'm going in with the shade Red Ochre, and I'm going to be packing this onto my outer corner. Again, using the same Morphe M433. I love this brush. I know I use it in like every tutorial, but it's like a dupe for the MAC 217. It is one of the best eyeshadow brushes I've ever tried. So I'm taking this red shade and I'm packing it on the outer corner in like a V, and then also dragging it up into my crease. These eyeshadows are very pigmented, and if I'm being honest with you guys, I found this palette a little bit hard to work with when I first received it. It's definitely a learning process. You definitely less is more when it comes to using this palette, but once you get the hang of it, the shadows blend like a dream, and as you can see, they look absolutely gorgeous on the eyes. And then we're going to be blending that all out as always. To deepen things up a little bit but still sticking with the warm theme, I'm going to be mixing Red Ochre and Cypress Umber, the very deep, rich, dark brown in this palette, and I'm going to be kind of applying it where I had applied the Red Ochre alone on that outer V, and then bringing it up into the crease a little bit just to add some definition. I know that this is like a lot of the other makeup looks I do, but like I said, this is kind of the makeup that I've just been wearing, not necessarily on a daily basis, but when I'm feeling a little bit more glam, and this is just the kind of shading and stuff that I prefer on my eye shape, and then again going in and blending. You guys know I like a little bit more of a sharp edge to my eyeshadow, so I'm going in with a Q-tip to really sharpen out those edges, and then defining and making that corner a little bit more accentuated and dark with that same Red Ochre shade, just really reapplying and making sure that's nice and defined there. Now, I think this is one of my favorite parts of the whole look. This is the shade Real Gar from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a true orange shade. I'm going in and applying this kind of over the top of everything to really have that nice, warm, cozy effect pop out at the top near my transition. It's really just going to warm everything up and make it look very fall appropriate and really tie the whole look together. And now for the lid, this is Stila Kitten I'm going to be applying, but you guys can totally use Primavera from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's going to give a really similar effect. As you guys can see, I was super excited about this combination. I used the Stila Kitten single as well as some Fix Plus. I'm not necessarily trying to go for a cut crease, but when you wet this Stila shadow, it almost turns into like a liquid metal, and it's very easy to glide on and work with, as you guys can see. So it makes it really easy to kind of shape out the lid and get that nice clean effect with a little flat brush. And once I have those lid shades all applied, I'm going to be taking that same brush with no additional product and just making sure where the lid shade meets the outer corner shades is nice and blended. Just because those shades are so harsh and distinct, I want to make sure everything is just blended and there's a nice gradient. And I'm going to be popping off camera to apply some mascara. I've recently been trying the L'Oreal Volumonous Lash Paradise, and I have really been liking it. Moving on to my current fall makeup face routine, first I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna face primer. This is the Soft Matte Pro Filter Primer. I actually have to say that I don't feel like this is matte at all. I know I mentioned that in my review, which will be linked down below if you guys are interested, but I feel like that this is actually really nice and hydrating for the cooler weather, and I've really been loving that underneath my foundation. And then I'm going to be topping that off with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer just to kind of smooth out my T-zone and fill in my pores a bit. This here is a little sample of the Fenty Foundation. I actually went to exchange the shade that I showed you guys in my review video, and it wasn't in stock, so she gave me a little sample of 190. And this is the foundation that I've been loving the past couple of weeks for the fall season, so that is what I'm showing you guys right now. I'm just applying that with the Fenty Foundation brush, and I love how this foundation looks. Like I said previously, definitely make sure to check out my Fenty review video for more details on the product. Come get lost with me. I'm quickly skipping over my concealer because I feel like you guys have seen me do this 100 times, but I'm still loving my Maybelline Better Skin in Ivory mixed with my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral. And now moving on to a little bit more highlighting, I'm using the Fenty Matchstick in the shade Ivory. I'm putting it on my chin underneath my contour area to kind of brighten that and also guide where I actually want to put the contour powder. I'm covering up some blemishes and also highlighting my forehead. Like I said, I've just really been loving this product. I feel like it's really easy to use and an awesome highlighter. I'm quickly setting my face with my Laura Mercier, and I'm bouncing back to the eyes. For underneath my eye, I'm going to be smoking that out pretty heavily with the shade Real Gar. I just think this brings such a coziness and warmth to the look, and I really just like how that has been looking on me, a super heavy lower lash line. And if you guys see, I'm kind of connecting the outer corner on the bottom to where it flares out on the top, so everything is connected and it gives more of a complete finished look to the eye. And back to the face, I'm going to be bronzing with the Wet n Wild Contour Duo in the shade Caramel Toffee. This is a super deep and warm shade, so I definitely have to be light-handed, but I have really been loving a nice warm cheek, especially to kind of go with the warm eyes. I think it just ties the look together. I'm using that with my Wet n Wild powder brush, and I guess I'm going back to the eyes now. I'm highlighting the inner corners with Primavera. Man, I'm really all over the place in this video. And going back to the face, I'm using the other Wet n Wild contouring duo in Dulce de Leche to contour. This is a little bit more light, a little bit more cool tone, gonna mimic more of a shadow effect. I'm applying that on the hollows of my cheeks, the sides of my face, and up onto my temples to give me a little bit more of a sculpted effect. You guys already know I'm going to be using my favorite blush, which is Benefit Box Blush in Dallas. This is really soft and natural, but also has the potential to be built up to like a really nice deep fall color. So that is what I'm going to be doing in this video. Give myself more of an intense color on the cheeks, and I really loved how this looked with the eyes. And I'm not sure if this is something that I've shown you guys on my channel yet, but I actually got one of the Fenty Killawatt duos after I filmed my Fenty review. This is in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, and I'm mixing them both together and applying them on my cheeks. This is so reflective, you guys. Mixed together, it's really good. If you guys want like a separate review, let me know, but I'll probably be mentioning it in like a favorites video or something, and I'll give you guys more in depth on the formula and the two sides and stuff like that. But it is so pretty, and I love myself a nice glow. And for the lips, I'm using the Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Kristen. I've been reaching for this almost on a daily basis just because I feel like it's a really easy and comfortable way to get more of that deep fall lip, if you guys know what I mean. And then I'm going to be completing the look by locking everything in with my Too Faced HangoverRX setting spray. This is really going to melt everything into my skin, make it look less powdery, make my highlight a little bit more blinding. You guys already know I love me some good setting spray, and that is going to complete my fall makeup routine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you did, and make sure you subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. I know where we can go, where the sun